In this video, we're going to discuss headings. So headings, you've seen them everywhere. So it's things like in a book, in a newspaper. This, for example, is a heading. It's a block or string of text at the top of a page that gives something an identity. So there are 6 headings you can choose. And it's very simply stated: heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. This isn't super helpful, so let's go ahead and jump into the text editor. And if you don't remember how to get here, we start at a dashboard. We go to a page, or pages, and we'll choose a page we want to edit or work on. And then here we have our text area. And now, if you want to make something a heading, you just click up here, this box in the upper left corner. It by default generally says paragraph, but when you click on it, you'll see things heading 1 through 6 and then pre-formatted. When you're creating a heading, you can either start it out in the heading that you want, so let's say H2, and then you just have to remember, or you can hit enter and the next line text will be normal. Another way to make something a header in this text editor is you have your text, you highlight it, then come up here, and then change it to the heading that you want. Alright, so we're going to jump back over to the different headings. Something I want to make very clear: never, ever use heading 1. There's only ever supposed to be 1 on any page, and it's already taken for the overall theme of the website. So don't use it. So that leaves heading 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And to be honest, I've never actually used 5 or 6 personally. But in my experience, I've used headings 1 through 4. So this isn't really super helpful just to say here are headings. So we're going to go over a real live example. But before I do, I just want to note that the heading 2 is always going to have this solid bar below it. It's just something that was designed in the theme to be kind of a unique identifier. So let's go ahead and scroll down and where you might use these headings. So real world example, let's say you had a members page and you use your H2 headings because it has the highest priority after H1. It goes in level of priority, by the way. And we have our members, and it's kind of a way to be unique on the page to really set it apart, like say from associate members. So it's very clear what's going on. I've just chosen to have these center aligned and these left aligned. That was a personal choice. So let's see, so this one here is an H3 or heading 3 tag. It's not as big as the heading 2, but it's a little bit bigger. It's also purple text. It's capitalized. And then below it, let's say they had a title such as the adjutant. And so you can make that the heading 4 tag, and then you have your actual text everything is about. In this case, it went from the heading 2 to the heading 3 to the actual text. Let's say you wanted to omit some sort of title. So that's a real world example of how you use these headings. They're up to you. You can use them any way you want, really, but you think of them like a chapter of a book or the title of an article. That's generally how they're supposed to be used. But they can bring a certain aesthetics to the page since they are slightly differently colored and their text is capitalized. They have a unique purpose. So use them as you see fit.